Hello, my name is Yarrow, and I would like to tell you a story. So, this is one of my Wiccan fairy tales. This is the first of the holiday stories. It's not the first one I wrote, but it is the first holiday of the calendar year. So, this is a Springrise or Imbolc story, and I thought that I would read it and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So this is called Lamb Tail Pie. It is an Imbolc story by Yarrow Pennyroyal. After the long winter, the time comes when the sun begins to linger just a little longer in the sky. The end of the day brings a brief thaw. The streams, springs, rivers, and wells start breaking their cages of ice, and the people, living off stored roots, dried meats, and snowbirds, begin to hunger for fresh foods in the outdoors again. When the days start to feel longer and the ice cracked, the people knew it was the rise of spring. The white snowdrops and yellow buttercups soon arrived to give them hope, and all the ewes in the field began to drop their lambs. Long, long ago, when the people and the sheep were still learning to work together, the winter was long and very cruel. The harvest and hunt the year before had been meager and sparse, and the people had eaten through all the food they stored the year before. They hunted the snowbirds until they had all flown away, and no deer or goats even showed their hides in snowy and bare trees. The world was warming, but it wasn't ready to yield food yet, and the people starved. The poison buttercups bloomed, but no food, and the sheep began to lamb. But the ewes were frightened for themselves and their young. The people are so hungry, surely they will eat us all, even the little ones, the young mothers cried. We have a deal with the people, said the old rams. We give them our milk and our wool, and they eat us only when we are old and weak, and in return they protect and feed us, and we do not have to face the wilds any more. Better to face the wilds if they mean to eat us all now. And in the huts and houses of the people they also feared. They were hungry, and though the earth would soon yield food for them, many would not last so long. We must eat the sheep, the hungriest of them said. But if we eat the sheep, we will not have enough wool for our clothes or milk and cheese to eat all year. If we take all their milk now, there will be no lambs. They will go back to the wilds, and we will have to hunt them for their meat again, the leader of the people replied. We should ask the grandmothers what we should do. So the people went to the oldest grandmothers in the village and asked them what they should do. The women all gathered together and after much thought it was best to speak to the sheep. So the grandmothers went to the fields with the oldest ewes, and they spoke together in the language that all mothers knew. The sheep did not want to be eaten, and the people really did not want to eat them, but something had to be done. Neither the sheep nor the people wanted their agreement to end. As they spoke together, a very small voice among the sheep was raised, and all the ewes and rams listened to the little lamb who was still very new. We are too small to give any milk or any wool, and we cannot spare the milk our mothers give us yet. But we have something to give the people. Our tails are long and fatty, and surely our wool will grow too heavy and dirty. Our tails are good for eating, and then we can keep our agreement with the people. All the little lambs looked forlornly at their wagging tails, but agreed. It was a small price to pay. And all the ewes and rams looked at their own tails. Really, they were too long and got in the way anyway. We will stay with the people, the ewes told the mothers, if they only take our tails to eat, and the grandmothers thought it was a fine idea. Even now, when sheep and people have worked together for many years, people cut lambs' tails short, and they still make a lamb tail pie during the rise of spring and remember the deal they made. So that was the lamb tail pie. It's a little bit, kind of an idealized version of the way people treat animals, but I wanted these to be kind of, light and not so much informative, but like a little bit like origin stories. So, lamb tail pie is actually a fairly traditional food, apparently, in the British Isles around Imbolc, which is usually the beginning of February, where lambs' tails are cut because sheep actually have quite long tails. They will dock the tails and kind of boil them whole into a jelly like sort of pie that I have never eaten and would probably never cook, but if offered to me, I'd definitely try to eat it. So, you know. But anyway, thank you. That was the Imbolc story, and I would like to get through all of the stories, some of which are written and some of which are not, for all of the holidays. But we'll see how that goes. But thank you for listening, and that was it.